I'm going to throw out the entire roadmap, and trust me, it's very, very big. But I don't want you to be scared because this is a big for a reason. It is both for junior, mid, and senior. And depending on your position, you should learn more of this roadmap. As a junior, you shouldn't know all of this. As a mid, you shouldn't know all of this also. Maybe half. As a senior, maybe a bit more. And as a lead, maybe everything. If you want to get a copy of this roadmap, use the link in the description and you will be able to get it for free. So first thing is C Sharp. You must learn basic of C Sharp and .7. And the detail of C Sharp basic is classes, string, parameters, types, array, and don't forget general development. You must know how to do version control with Git is a must. I think it is a must to use GitHub, and GitLab is an excellent alternative. Then learning data structure and algorithm design pattern in the basic of development. Those are becoming more and more prevalent and you are going to see way more of them. And of course, .NET 8, .NET CLI, and now I will recommend that you get started with .NET Aspire because it's not going anywhere. It has a big Microsoft investment behind it, and people like David Fowler literally pushing it everywhere. So get ready for Aspire to get bigger and bigger. Then Solid, Dry, Yagni, and Kiss. I do think you should know what they are and how they work. So get ready for Aspire to get bigger and bigger. Then Solid, Dry, Yagni, and Kiss. I do think you should know what they are and how they work. Then database fundamental, learn SQL syntax. I do not recommend that you learn start procedure and I do not recommend that you to learn trigger. They are the source of absolutes and they are considered anti-pattern. I know many people disagree with that idea, but the more you go into bigger, well-organized company, then more you see that these two things are just not touched at all. And then engineer. I will recommend Postgre, SQL Server, and Maria and MySQL DB. Good to know. Then ORM. Dapper is still my favorite personal ORM, but Entity Framework Core, in my opinion, has matched it. So I think you should know both of them. And on top of everything you had last year now, we also have Interceptor and CDF Core. So you should, in my opinion, learn that. Then RepoDB is a nice alternative. And I actually want to consider some content of that as well because it's been going for a while now and many people use this. So RepoDB is an excellent alternative, but I would not recommend an Hibernate, and Hibernate is, in my opinion, quite not dead. It's still around, but I'd rather use Entity Framework and or Dapper or RepoDB. It's very much considered legacy. Then dependency injection must know. Again, we have, of course, NoSQL database. I think you must know Redis. It's just everywhere. Elasticsearch is between a must know and good to know depending on your system and what you are building. So you can take that either as good to know. It's good if you know a list of cloud property NoSQL database like AWS DynamicDB or Azure Cosmos DB. And then API rests in both minimal and web API. And I would also recommend that you take a look at Fasted Point as an alternative. Then memory caching, good to know in my opinion. Both that Redis. So if you have the service-to-service communication within your company and synchronized GPRC is an excellent candidate for that. And I do actually want to produce more content in testing because it's such an amazing piece of technology that serves many of the problems that minimize the technical of and functional error. Of course, it introduces other complexity, but I think we are going to talk about that on a dedicated video that's coming soon. So subscribe so you don't miss that. Then logging. We have Serilog and Nlog. Both of them are must know, but of course depending on which platform you are using. In API documentation, OpenAPI is something you basically must know. And if you are more than asynchronous aspects as well. Asynchronous messaging, then asynchronous API is good to know as well. Then monitoring, you must know OpenTelemetry and Grafana. I know Grafana is part of that stack, but I want to separate it as well because I want to focus a bit on Grafana. Grafana is used a lot, so I want to have separated. Then we have containers. So Docker, you must know. I don't think there should be a developer nowadays who doesn't know how to use Docker and then as an alternative. And then in orchestration, you have Kubernetes. Must know Kubernetes. We actually just launched a massive course on Kubernetes, and we do have a course on Docker as well. And then tooling. I do believe you should know both of them. So that's why I use it for video. Then cloud engineer, be familiar with Azure and or AWS. That's of course heavily depending on the company you are going to work. So I won't tell you one is better than the other because we don't actually choose a cloud provider based on which one is best. We choose it based on the company we work for can get the best deal on. So whichever on you learn heavily depending on where you work. I do want to say, however, that we do have a free course and how to get started with AWS service as a C# developer. I do believe that even as a developer, you should be familiar with CI/CD technology. So GitHub Action must know. Octopus deploy both good to know and alternative for C# developer. Specifically, we see those technology a lot in the .NET ecosystem. Then Azure Pipeline, good to know. GitLab CI, good alternative. And then build automation. My favorite is by far Nuke. Cake is a good alternative, but Nuke is just, in my opinion, so much better than .NET library. All of them are must know. Poly, which is now sort of integrated into everything. Microsoft Affluent Validation, Humanizer, Benchmark.net, Mediator, and also Unix.net. And to wrap it all up, I do think on this DevOps side of things you should have exposure to infrastructure as code. So I think Terraform is must know and Refit is a good alternative. That of course depending on the company you work for. So whichever one you choose, it doesn't matter that much. At least choose something, and that is it. I know it's a lot, but you can start working your way throughout that, and you will learn basically everything. So I think Terraform is must know and Refit is a good alternative. That of course depending on the company you work for. So whichever on you choose, it doesn't matter that much. And let's choose something. And that's it. I know it's a lot, but you can start working your way throughout that and you will learn basically everything you need to be all the way from junior to lead. Again, you will find in the description down below when you get a roadmap or click that button. It automatically applies. Yes, I know it sounds very much sales pitchy, but trust me, if you do this and you truly invest in your future, you will be able to find a job that pay way more than whatever you invest in your learning. And not only that, but if you already have a job, you will be able to better yourself and work into a promotion. So again, get this roadmap from the description down below, and please let me know, did I miss something? And do you want to me add something? For example, I didn't include mapper in this roadmap and that's international. And I don't think you should be using, but what else am I missing? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Well, that's all I had for you for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, keeping code.